This is the Sublimation Ready aluminum sign that we are going to be using. Be sure that you remove the protective coating.
So what I decided to do with this Sublimation Ready sign is I decided to use what we call doodle frames, and I'm going to put some images in these frames to make a sign for my grandson that is graduating this year. So I started in my Creative Fabrica account. I have the All Access account. I will have a link below for that so that you can search out these designs. Right now, they have a really good special going on, and I suggest everyone getting the Creative Fabrica All Access because then you can use the images that are in there. So now what I'm going to do is I went to this varsity doodle because I thought this would be good for his senior year. So I'm just going to download this. You can see that it says Canva frame template. So now I'm going to open this and it's going to come in as a PDF. And it says, thank you for your order. Click here, copy and paste this link into your browser. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to copy this. You do have to have a Canva account. You can get a free Canva account, or if you have a pro account, you can use that too. So be sure to have a Canva account set up before you go to this next step here. So I am going to copy, Control C, Control V. I'm going to put this in and I'm going to open this and it is going to come in looking like this. It says a template is ready to use template for a new design. So I am going to click on this right here, use template for a new design. And now you can see that all of these amazing letters came in. And what we call these are frames. These are doodle frames. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my uploads because I have some images here. This is my grandson. So his name is Levi. So I'm going to go, well, let's do the E first, I guess. We have the Levi. The E, let's try um, maybe this one in there. So what you do is you're gonna be, and I'm gonna work with the E here. I'm gonna grab this photo and I'm just gonna slide it right into that frame. Oops, didn't quite slide in there for me. Here we go. And now what you can do is you can double click on that and then you can make that bigger so that it fits in there better. Get the head where you want it, position it in there. Not sure if this is the one I'll leave in the E, but that doesn't look too terribly bad. All right, so E, so we have Levi. So here's the I, and I thought this football picture would look good in the I. So I'm going to slide that into the I here. Get that in there, and then I can double click on it again. Then I can make some changes to this here, slide it around and get it positioned just the way I want it in there. Got that positioned. Let's see, we have the I and the E, so we need the V, L. We need the L. Here we go. L, L, L. Now, this one with him and his mom would look good in the L. And the reason I thought that is because it'll cut his mom off, and that's what I want here. So I clicked on the L there. Now I'm going to slide this image into the frame. Yeah, see, it worked out good. So now I'm going to move it around a little bit here, stretch it, get it right in there. Slide them over just a bit, maybe a little bit bigger, and see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks pretty good, but I'm gonna click on it again because I don't want his mama's head in there. Sorry, baby girl, you don't get to be in there. And then we have Levi in there. Good. Now let's see. Lev. V. The V is what's left. There we go. So now QRSTUV and well, I wanted this one in there, but I don't think that's going to look good in that picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this wrestling one in here and see if I can stretch this out and get his head in there real good. Yeah, that looks better in that one because I think this one, I'm going to change it here. Let's stretch this out a little bit more here. Get him in there one more time. Move his face over just a bit there, get his face in there. All right, so now I'm going to go back up to the other one that I put the wrestling in, and I'm going to get rid of that one. Delete that out of there. And I think this one will look pretty good in there. So I'm going to drag this one in. Whoops. Ugh, I got back, and grab this and drag it in. Now, sometimes I have a hard time with these. Back. Oh, now I just deleted mine up here. And go back down. See, I want to make sure that I have his head in there really well. Go up a bit. There. Now, let's go back up here to this one. See if I can get this out and get this one in. Having a hard time with that one, so let's see if I can do this again. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my doodle font here. I'm going to open it again, and I'm going to actually open a new page with that, because then I can maybe do that E the way I want it here. So I'm going to start a new one. Grab this here. And go back into Canva here. Control V. Go back. Get my doodle fonts opened up again. And now I'm going to go to the E. I'm going to upload the picture that I want in the E, this one, because the frame was taken out. The background frame was taken out of this one here. When I removed the image, it took that background frame out. So we're just going to leave this one and we're going to use this E instead. So I'm going to double click on this and I am going to stretch him out. And then I'm going to move him back into the E here the way I want it. So get him moved over a little bit. Stretch it out a little bit bigger. See how that looks. Very good. Yeah, I like that. So now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to download this E. So I'm going to go to share here and I'm going to go to download and I'm going to do transparent background because I have the pro account. I can increase my DPI and I can use a transparent background. I do not want to download them all. I only want to download this E. So I'm going to take this out and I'm going to click on the E there. Done. Download. So now that E will come up here. And now I'm going to download these. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to hit share on these as well. Hit download, raise up my DPI and transparent background. And if you have the free Canva account, you cannot change the transparent background or the DPI. So just keep that in mind. Now I'm going to go to my images here and I'm going to uncheck all because I only want to bring in the I, L, and the V. There we go. Those three done. Now I'm going to download this. So, and this one's going to come in as a zipped folder because there's more than one image. The other one, the E that I did separately, that did not come in as here's the E right here. So I'll show you that did not come in as a zipped file because it was only one image. So here I'm going to unzip this file. I'm going to extract all. And I'm going to change the name of this. I'll do it as Levi 3. And then I will extract these. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to start a new Canva design because I got this set to inches. I'm in custom size here. And I'm going to do the width at it's 12 inches. So I'm going to go 12.5 and it is 8 inches tall. So I'm going to do 8 5.5 for height too. So I'm going to create a new design. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload those images that we just created, those letters. So I'm going to go to upload files here, go to my downloads, and I'm going to start with this E here. I'll upload that first. And now I'm going to go up and I'm going to upload Levi here, these three. There we go. I'm going to upload these. So now all these letters that we just added the images to are going to come into our design. So here we go. So I'm going to start adding them. L, move this over. E, just resize them down here. I'll finish sizing them in a minute here. And the V, resize. And bring in the I. So we got all the letters for his name in here. So now what I can do is I can decide how big I want these. You start moving them around. Right now, this I is at 5.5. So let's work with that. Get this one at 5.5. It's a spot to start here. There we go. LEV. Okay, 5.5. Can see it going up in size there. And do the L yet here, 5.5. Get them all the same size. Nice. That was pretty good sizing on that. So now I've got it. You can see the magenta line going through that. I have that in the center. So I am going to move the E. Oops. Move that one there. Move the E over just a bit and get it on the line here. Use your magenta lines to guide you in to your position here as much as you can. Sometimes you have to eyeball it, but let's see here. The V, that's centered right there. And now the I, get that up a little bit here. And right in the middle, but I want it up. Let's see, the V is too high there. Get that down and then get the I down there as well. All right, that looks pretty centered. So now we're going to start adding some elements, and their mascot is, so I'm going to go to elements here. Their mascot is lightning. So I'm going lightning. I'm going to see lightning bolt and see what comes up here. Go to graphics, kind of like this one. So I'm going to bring this in, and now I'm going to go up to edit this color because that is not a good color for his school. And as you can see in this V here, it pulled, you can see LEV here. Let's go down a little bit, and you can see these, see all you can see the colors that it brought in from the images. And so I do like this a lot because I can pick the color to change this lightning bolt to, and it gets pretty close to what his school colors are. So I'm going to shrink this little guy down and I'm going to put it in here and move him down a bit. Now I'm going to Control C, Control V because I'm going to copy and paste that and move it around here a little bit. Turn it a little. Move it, make it a little smaller, get it to fit nicely in here somewhere. Not sure where yet. I'll move them down a little bit, maybe right there. See, I'm going to zoom in here, see if I'm cutting anything off. Yeah, the white's cutting that off a little bit. Make it a little smaller. So I'm not cutting anything off there. And now I am going to add another lightning bolt. So Control V, lightning bolt. And I'm going to flip this one because I don't want these to all look the same. So I'm going to flip them and I might stretch it this way this time, bring it in. Looks pretty good, huh? So put it up a little bit. Well, that one's cutting into the other V there. I'm going to zoom in so I can see really close here. I don't want to be touching any of the design there. That looks pretty good. All right, so now I thought that I would add, he's going to graduate in 2025. So I thought I will look for 2025 just because I don't feel like going in and making my own 2025. So I'm going to go into the graphics here. I'm going to go to all. And I looked earlier and I found this one that I really like. I thought that was a really neat looking graphic. And so I brought this in and I want to center it here. And now I'm going to go back up to the color here and edit the color. And again, I'm going to bring in the color of that lightning bolt. And I think I use this one because I want that to be the same color. So now I'm going to move this, make sure I've got that centered really well here. Oops, get that centered. And then I was looking earlier and I found a cute element to put on here on the bottom. So I think I'll go back and do that. So I thought this dotted line would look really cute here. So I'm going to bring this in and put it where I want it here. And now I'm going to Control C, Control V that dotted line. And I'm going to bring it right in and set this last dot right on top of the other one. I'm going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing here really well. And just kind of get that right on top of that one. And now I'm going to do that again for the other end. Control V. I got to bring it down where I can see here. And I'm going to pull that in. I'm going to set it right on top of this one again. Zoom in here where I can see better. And pop it right there. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Oh, that looks pretty good. See how that put that nice line underneath and it kind of gives it a little bit of a finished effect. But now that I've got this where I can put a full background on there, I'm going to start looking at my elements here and I'm going to go with background and see what I come up with here. Whoops. Back to elements here, background, graphics, and I just not sure if I want to leave it white or if I want a background in there. So I'm going to look at these backgrounds. And you can also look in Creative Fabrica because they have thousands and thousands of backgrounds. I just thought I would look here because I'm in here right now. And it would just be easier than going and finding one. So now when I pull this in, I can go to position here and I can either layer it. I can either pull it down like this, or I can actually hit position to the back. So I don't like the color. So let's go and see what we got here. Let's see if I can edit it here. Go to duotone. I'm not sure that I like that. I think it's too dark unless I change this. If I change this, it wouldn't be too bad. So maybe if I change this to white, see, oh, that pops pretty good. So, and then let's try this over here, just a little bit, not quite centered the way I want it there. So you see how you can change your design by adding backgrounds. Now I can go back. Let's go back here. Get rid of that. And I'll go back before I change the color here. And I can duplicate this just in case I do decide that I don't want the background in there. So let's duplicate this again. And now I'll go in and I'll change the white here back to white. So now I've got three options that I can work with. I do think this is my favorite with the white in the back. I do like the color, but I am not a fan of the color that I chose. So let's duplicate this and we'll go back to the graphics again here and see what I can find. Back up here. Let's go with blue background. See what we get. Just that's too dark. Um, this is kind of funky. That one's kind of neat. Let's see what we get while I put that one in. I really like the retro look of stuff. Don't know if my grandson will, but let's see here. So this is another way that you can add that in. You can just go send it to the back like this too. So and that doesn't look too bad. Actually, that color is pretty neat. So I haven't decided which one I like best. So far, I'm still thinking that I like this one the best, but this one's pretty cool. So I'm going to duplicate this and get rid of this background. And we'll keep going here and see what we come up with. Here again, guess I could take blue off of that table, but being it's their school colors, I thought that would look really good. But anyway, you get the idea of how you can put frame elements together here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this. Oh, I should name it first. Let's name it. I'll just call it Levi sign, and I'm going to call it 2 because I was messing with this earlier. So now I'm going to share and I'm going to download this, raise my DPI up all the way, transparent background, and I'm just going to download all 5 of these because then I can decide which one I want to do. So I will be back and then I am still having a really hard time deciding which one of these designs to go with. So I print from Word. So I opened a new Word document. So I'm going to go to layouts here. And I'm going to go to orientation. I'm going to select landscape. I want this on an 8.5 by 14 piece of paper. And I am going to set my margins to 0. I have some pre-selected. So now I'm going to insert the picture. So let's see here. I'm going to go to get this out of here. I'm going to go to my downloads here and find the pictures and get them up here so that you guys can help me decide which one I want to use. So I am going to make these extra large so that you can see them here. Number 3 and number 5 are the same on here. I must have duplicated it twice, but anyway, I really like 4 and I really like the one with the white background. But I think I'm going to stick with the one that I put the blue background on. So we're going to see how this turns out. So I'm going to select that one and I'm going to insert it into my design, into my Word document here. Now I'm going to go to the layout options here and I'm going to do wrap and through so that I can move this on the paper. I don't want this right on the edge. I want to just get that right where it needs to be here. And I like it. I like the funky background, I guess. I like the white too, but let's see how this one's going to turn out. So I'm going to go to print here and I'm going to be using my Epson EcoTank 2760 that I have converted over to sublimation printing by adding sublimation ink. And it shows it's offline here. And that's just because I always use a printer cable when I am printing, because if you use Wi-Fi, it can cut out on you and you'll end up with lines in your design. So I highly suggest getting a printer cable to connect to your printer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into printer properties and make sure I'm set up correctly there. I want premium presentation paper matte. I want high quality. And then under more options, I like to go under image options and I like to emphasize more and I like to check emphasize thin lines. That's just my preference. You want to make sure you have high speed or bidirectional turned off. And of course, we want to mirror our image. Don't forget that. So now I'm going to go and print this and then we will get back to pressing.
And here is that image printing. This is my Epson EcoTank 2760 that I converted over by adding sublimation ink. And I am going to be using the htvront manual heat press for this. And I have added a silicone mat. I'll have a link below for both of these. And now I've added protective paper to the pressing mat. I'm putting the image face up on the protective paper. And now I'm going to center my sign on my design. So the white side, the sublimation ready side, is going to be down on the image. Now using heat resistant tape, I have taped it in place, and I like to tape it right down onto the protective paper to keep it from moving. And another piece of protective paper. And now I am going to press this with firm pressure at 385 degrees Fahrenheit for 60 seconds. Here it is right after pressing. Be sure to use heat-resistant gloves for this because it's going to be extremely hot. And I've taken the tape off. And here is that reveal. These aluminum signs are very easy to do. See links below for items that I've used in this video, and please like and subscribe to my channel. Have a great day.